Hello, Bob. I was wondering why it's sometimes so hard to stop and change energetic beliefs and behaviors that are painful and disrespectful towards ourselves and others. Oh, very good. Very good. Yeah, it's hard. They're hard because they're habits, right? Ask somebody who's tried to quit smoking or lose weight. They're habits. We get into habits. Our nervous system likes habit. There's all sorts of chemicals going on, right? That give you a reward, right? When you push the lever, you get the cheese, right? And and the the most kind and loving thing to do is to accept yourself as you are. Recognize the fact that this is hard, that I want to stop it and I can't. I don't seem to be able to. And then give yourself a nice hug because this is what it means to be human. And just commit yourself to the process of freedom, which means loving yourself, right? It means really embracing yourself as you are. Starting with, I have these behaviors and I don't want them anymore, right? Okay, well, now what am I going to do with that? I can make it into this quest that I have to do, which will make me suffer until I succeed. And of course, the suffering just exacerbates the whole process and makes it seem even worse and makes it harder. Or I can recognize the situation that I'm in, and that this is an opportunity to go deeper into myself, so that the goal becomes, how can I use this to know myself better, to be more loving, to be more open, to be more forgiving of others? How can I use that for this? And so the emphasis is put there, into the opening of your heart, rather than trying to accomplish something. See, when you start to accomplish something, you take what is the unpleasant or the undesirable behavior, and you turn it into an entity that is fighting with you. So now you're like fighting, but there's no entity there. No matter what it is simply a habitual pattern of thought, feeling, and sensation, and reactions to things. So you pull out the magnifying glass. Okay, what was it that triggered this? That's how you get to the energetic beliefs or assumptions that are underlying that. Remember, the nervous system is not sentient. It's not intelligent. Right? It functions intelligently because it's reflecting the intelligence that is you, that is the consciousness that is inhabiting it, right? that is working it. So somewhere along the line, there was a circumstance that created enough of an effect on you that your nervous system put into place particular kinds of responses so that it could adequately meet that circumstance and keep you safe. However it needed to do that. Number one job, keep you safe. So however it needed to do that, it would, whatever options it had available, it took that one. Now, it gets stuck then, right? It believes or assumes that the world is always going to be like that. So the next time that happens, the same reaction is going to take place. And that's what you're running into. You're running into the program. Okay? Recognize that it's a program. And then let yourself off the hook. Okay, it's a program. I know it's a program. Thank God I know it's a program. There was a time when I didn't question it at all. It's just me, right? This is the way I am. Oh, it's not the way I am. It's the way my nervous system was trained. That's a very different place to start from. And so now you can treat the nervous system, treat this particular program pattern like a rescue dog. It's misbehaving, not because it wants to, but because it's afraid. It feels it's in danger. And so what would you do with the rescue dog? Oh, you wouldn't yell at it. You wouldn't try to, send it to a self-help class or anything. You'd start just pouring love and affection and attention on it, right? Which would create such an inner space of safety that the natural tendency of the dog to be loyal and loving and fun and run around and play will reemerge because it's safe to do so. You don't have to make the nature of that dog come out. You have to create an environment where it can. And this is exactly what we're doing with ourselves. And so when it's hard to stop and change something at that level, you go, wow, this is hard. Because guess what? It is. This is what it means to be human. Everybody gets this shit. Nobody's exempt. Nobody gets out of childhood without it. And other events in our life as well. So if we totally embrace our humanness and say, yeah, this too, this is part of it too. Notice how much weight it takes off your shoulders. This is just, okay, this is happening. Nobody's really responsible for it. This is the way human life works, right? Blame and praise, successes and failures, smart stuff, stupid stuff. This is what we get here. This is what it's about. And open your heart to it. Use it as an opportunity to open your heart even more to yourself and even to the nervous system that is in the shape of a rescue dog. If you keep thinking of it like a rescue dog or a terrified child, your heart will open to it. It can't help it. Right? And you'll stop beating yourself up for stuff that you didn't do. You're not to blame. Right? And if you do something and it's disrespectful towards others, you naturally regret it, right? And if you can, you say, "Oh man, I'm sorry, my bad. I completely take that. That's no way to treat anybody," and then you let it go. Don't turn it into a quest, a witch hunt, right? To try to find what's at the root of it. It'll come up. You create the safe, loving environment. The nervous system will either throw the behavior out without even consulting you because it doesn't need it anymore, or the real story of where it came from, the energetic assumption, everything that's behind it will unfold to you. But of course, I'm lazy. If it can do it without telling me about it, I'm fine with that. I don't need to know. I just need to create the space. You do what you need to do. If you need to tell me, fine. But I'm not waiting around for the sequel. Does that help, Bob? So good to see you again.